I think they had an appointment down there too later on. But anyway, I have memories from Wine Street, far as that time when my sister's uncle came and visited us from New York. This was like later on after my grandma passed in '84, and my sister was a baby, and her daddy was named Robert Green. So came and visited us. I'll never forget. I was a huge Michael Jackson fan. Huge Michael Jackson. He gave me my first Michael Jackson tape, Thriller, and bought me that red jacket. Boy, you couldn't tell me I wasn't Michael Jackson. I was at school. I wore that jacket until I couldn't wear it no more. It got too small for me. I wore my sleeves. I was still wearing it. The thread was coming out the time. I didn't care. That was a blessing from God. My Michael Jackson jacket. Yes, I am him. I am, without the jerry curl, I am kin to this man. I know I am. Closely connected through the tape and the coat. But and I'll never forget. He gave my first time seeing $100 bill is when he gave my mama $100 for India. My dad, he came visit from time to time. My Uncle Bobo, he came down. Rest in peace, Uncle Bobo. Samuel Dukes, the one that stayed in Philadelphia for all them years. He came down. Him and his daughter came down for my grandma's funeral. That's the only and last time I ever seen him. When my daddy came back to Ville, I probably had seen my dad about once or twice a year, and I never understood why. I know for some reason almost every time I see him, he got a new girl or a new woman.
I knew why.
Yeah, because the time he came down, when he was on Wine Street, that's when he was with my sister Mielle mama, Judy, from Dillon. And she like he was the best. He was the best thing since sliced bread. She was all leaning in his lap and all this and all that. And I'm like, I was glad to see my dad. I don't know who this woman is.
I know y'all hear him mention Mielle. Mielle is his sister from his dad's side. The ones he mentioned earlier in the podcast, those are his siblings from his mom's side. Marcus is the old. Marcus, you the oldest. How many siblings you got?
I'm the oldest. Let me see. India, Shalana, and Jason, 3 on that side. Kia, Mielle, Alicia, Gordon Jr., and the other little girl. It's 5. I'm the oldest from that side, too.
So you're the oldest of 8 siblings.
You can say 9.
You can say 9, yeah. You can say 9.
And like I said, I got memories of Wine Street. I also have memories when my sister India was a baby, and she was crying. I never forget it. One day, my mama with the Mr. Frank. What was Mr. Frank's last name? Hamburg. Mr. Frank Hamburg, house number 5. I grabbed in there, walked. I went looking for her. I'm like, dang, she been gone for a while. So I had in there. I was holding. I went walking down there, Mr. Frank Hamburger. I seen the screen door wide open. Next thing I know, I seen my mama on top of a woman beating her up. I said, well, they in there crying. And walk back to the house.
That ain't his mom, but they called her Dede.
They in there crying. Yeah. After that happened, it was. I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden I seen something come in the mail talking about a warrant. My first time ever hearing the word warrant in my life. Shani signed a warrant out on me because they had to go to court for fighting. I'm like, Lord, that's the first time I ever heard the word warrant.
Your mom wasn't fighting. Your mom was kicking ass and taking names.
I know Shani lost. That's all I know. But there's a lot of memories I have from that. My sisters, they probably don't, because by the time we moved from Wine Street to the projects, Shalana was a baby then. India was just growing up. I remember the time when India's dad used to come by the house. I think him and my mom used to work at Sopaco together. And every morning he'd come by, he'd bring us some sausage. I never forget sausage biscuits. They was $1 back then.
They were 2 for $1. He got them from Hardee's.
Yeah.
You get a sausage biscuit from Hardee's. You get 2 for $1. And if you was a senior citizen, your coffee was $0.25.
Yep.
My granddaddy went every morning.
He was a cool dude with a jerry curl and drove a gray Riviera, Mr. Robert Green. Yep. Yep, I never forget them. I have memories of all of them, of all our fathers.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Kid.
weird to hear some people say that. I always make a joke about my mom, which she probably gonna kill me one day. That I said my mom had 4 husbands and 3 baby daddies, and she didn't marry the baby daddies. She gonna kill me one day. She ever hear me say that, but
Mine,
it's not a lie.
mine,
You know, it
yeah,
is what it is.
All of us got different fathers.
Yeah.
And mine never been married, so.
You know. Oh, honey, I think all your siblings like that too, because it's like your dad was definitely a Rolling Stone on your dad's side. You know, because
that's another story.
That is a whole.
That's another story. You're getting off track. I'm not
getting off track. That's part of your. That's part of your life.
Part of what I was gonna tell. I'm telling my childhood.
Tell your child. Oh, speaking of telling your childhood, tell about your broken arm. I love that story.
You're going too far ahead. But anyway, let me go back.
We got to talk.
Yeah, I know. But I never forget one time I first caught waves in my head. We were standing outside on the porch, and we stayed in number 5. I think Johnny and Tina was over there too. I put my head in the water when the rain was running off the roof. With my head in the water, that was one of the most beautiful things I ever seen. The rain running off the roof. My head in the water, and brushed my hair, put grease in it. That was it. Boy, I was wavy.
I have never heard of that to you.
I was wavy. That's the first time I ever did waves and caught waves from anywhere.
Who taught you that?
Hey, experiment. Young boys experiment. And back then, I remember we used to get the fireworks, and we used to shoot them. Shoot skyrockets, the real skyrockets back then go up in the air. Sometimes you can throw them. You had time to grab the stick and just throw them in the air. I wasn't that brave. Or the firecrackers. But I never forget one time we was all shooting fireworks, and Miss Head and them, they stayed at this gray house on the side of the apartments.
Yeah.
And Dawg, my cousin, Anthony Harps, and all them, we was all shooting fireworks together. His brother, it was a whole bunch of fireworks inside the whole pack. They sat on fire, and everything popped. And I think about 2 or 3 of them were still on the ground. He go out there with I got me a firecracker. As soon as he grabbed it, pow! It popped right in his hand. We ain't know what to tell him. I think he cried or something, but that's been a long time ago. But yeah, we used to walk. I never forget. Dana said they used to stay in the trust, but we used to walk through there, or we used to walk the opposite way on Mullins Street going to get fireworks from that white building over there by Pizza Shack.
What do you mean I used to say? We lived in the trust.
Yeah, but I didn't know y'all. I mean, we used to walk through there, but we ain't really pay
You said we were uppity anyway, but how was that?
I don't know, because y'all lived in, we stayed in apartments, and y'all stayed in a house. It's a big difference. To us, it was a big difference. But, I mean, riding bicycles and stuff like that, and even back then, they used to have, like, big wheels. So, yeah, I'm cutting out another part that I used to go see Nick Bird, which is my dog to the end. I remember we used to play together. I used to go down his house. He stayed in the house, and you know his mama had a job and stuff like that, so he had stuff I couldn't get. He had like the BB gun and all this and that. So I know by Christmas time or by birthday time or something like that, Nick getting something new, and I'm pretty sure he probably gonna let me play with it when I go down there. So I used to go down there on Saturdays, and we used to just play, be on the dirt road playing. Be back there in the woods when it was safe playing. Walking on down the dirt road over there at Tabitha Anderson house on the other street. Used to go over there and sit with her, playing with her. They had Miss Tabitha Anderson, which was a good friend of ours, and I found out it was related to me later on. We used to go play. All 3 of us used to play together. And ladies, I didn't know too much about people that stayed in that area, but I ended up, meeting Miss Métis, Nick Bird grandma, what was his mama name? Miss Linda Bird, his mama, Tabitha mama and grandma. Those ladies used to be hilarious. I remember those, rest in peace.
Meeting good people throughout your childhood and stuff?
Yeah. And I didn't know too much about the rest of Mullins because I never lived on those sides, and I didn't know too much about the people.
As a child, did you think Mullins was a big place?
No. I thought it was one-sided.
Why?
Because I only lived on one side of Mullins.
So who you thought lived on the other side?
People I didn't know. And people I've never visited, and I've never really, tell the truth, I never really paid attention to, like, other stuff. Besides what was going on
in your world?
Yeah, that's all I really paid attention to. Mm-hmm. And I know we used to be outside. I never forget, we used to be outside, and we used to hear the bands and stuff playing over there at the football field.
Quartersfield.
Yeah, and I used to be like, I want to move over there. Why did I say that for?
Because y'all ended up moving over there.
Oh, have mercy. Why did I say that for?
Moving to Mullins Street.
And then, not including that, when we stayed on Wine Street, I had Smiley was my bully. Then I found out later on, he my cousin.
Smiley,
he's crazy, but
yeah.
Stacy, I ended up meeting Stacy Vereen, his grandma, his mama, Bucky, and all them. And they was Marines, and, you know, they related to us and stuff, but they didn't associate with us like that. I never understood.
But neither did you, though, because you didn't know who really.
I used to go down there a lot.
But you didn't know who really they were, though, did you?
Yeah, but I knew they was related to us. Even my grandma told me that, because she didn't really associate my grandma. But I used to go down there and shoot ball, because Stacy he almost had a full court in his backyard. And I used to go back there and play ball with them and stuff, even though Stacy was older than us and stuff like that. And I know later on, I'm new. Mama, they moved down there. Sister, Dee Dee, and what's her brother's name? Duncan. Dee Dee and Duncan, Mama. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, sister. I remember they moved around there too. And we used to go chill at Stacy's house, and sometimes we might go over there to what was the guy named stayed on Week Street? Dark skin.
You asking me?
Yeah, that was the social worker. Wife passed. Tony.
Not Hayes.
No.
Why you had to ask me, Marcus? I can't remember.
He used to play basketball.
Yes, with my uncles. Because uncles them had a full-size basketball court in their yard.
Yeah.
Goals and bitches and water.
Hey, Tony. I know when I see him. But I can't think of his name right now. But we used to go at his house too, because he had a basketball court in his backyard, and they had pavement. But yeah, those are the days of staying over there by Wine Street. We used to be over there on Wheat Street, and I can't hardly go on the road most of the time. I used to hear that all the time. And I'll never forget one time my mama sent me outside to go get a switch so she could beat me. My grandma told me not to get the switch. My grandma saved me from a lot of beatings until she left me and passed away, and it wasn't the same. I got beatings all the time then. And I used to always wonder, I also missing the part where we stayed in my mama's apartment, and I was curious about matches as a young child, and I lit the matches on fire.
This boy was bad.
Yeah, my mama put it out, and I got a beat from hell. I'm telling you, it was not pleasant.
When I met your mom, remember she was showing me pictures of you as a little boy. In every single picture, I'm talking about every one she showed, it's like he either going somewhere, coming back from somewhere. He was not even really looking at the camera. He just walking by, like, where is he going? She like he was always heading outside somewhere.
Somewhere.
So he was going somewhere, coming back from somewhere, but he was not. He didn't have time to take no pictures.
Oh yeah, this is another memory from over there. I forgot the man name that stayed next door to my grandma, but he was somewhere. He went in the house and we snuck a cigarette out of there because we wanted to see what a cigarette. We were trying to smoke a cigarette. Lit it up, puffed it. Back then, I knew cigarettes was not for me. My mama never smoked, but daddy never smoked. Thank God. I ain't never had a taste of a cigarette in my mouth. That was the first and last time. This is not for me.
I wish y'all could see.
So I did that. I threw the whole cigarette on the ground.
I wish y'all could see his